The FDA came up with an official definition of what a healthy product is, and it's gonna surprise you.
The background here is that in 2016, the FDA sent a letter to Kind bars saying their nuts are too high in fat to be considered healthy, and therefore they can't use that word on their packaging. But Kind replied back and said, nuts are healthy and you're wrong.
And the FDA said, oh, you might be right, let's think on that.
So 6 years later, and the FDA finally came up with the definition for a product to be labeled as healthy. It needs to contain a certain meaningful amount of food from at least one of the food groups or subgroups like fruit, vegetables, or dairy, and it must adhere to specific limits for saturated fat, sodium, and added sugar.
And while I do agree with the limit on added sugar, I think the FDA is totally missing the mark here. Let me give you an example.
These sweet potato chips with only 3 ingredients and cooked in organic coconut oil would not be labeled as healthy because they contain too much saturated fat. While this yogurt loaded with ingredients I wouldn't recommend would be labeled as healthy.
Let me know your thoughts about this new definition in the comments.